What's up, guys? We're here at Hopsters Brewery in Seaport. We are here with Lee and, of course, the Marco, myself, and John. And yeah, so what episode is this? 11?
Number 11.
Number 11. Got quite a few breweries on our belt, which is pretty cool. This is actually the first time I've been here. I just haven't been here.
Same, yeah.
I guess one of my biggest questions I like to start off with is just to kind of get to know you a little bit more. How long have you guys been just up and running, or at least in this location? Like, were you ever anywhere else before?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So we opened up in 2013. We started off in Newton, and that's pretty much, we have a 7-barrel brew house in Newton, just off the pike there, 128, Newton Circle Death, right there as you're going into Watertown. Started there in 2013. And when we first started, we started off as a restaurant and actually a place where you could come in and brew your own beer.
Oh, cool.
So that's how you wanted to stand out, essentially, because I don't know a lot of places.
Yeah, absolutely. I did some research when I was wanting to get into the brewery business. And, obviously, we could have gone into, become a commercial brewery, like most brewery owners at the time. Back in 2013, I was out with the home brewer. But I went to see these places where you can actually brew beer, and I thought, you know what? How cool would it be if you could brew beer, drink beer, and have a great meal, and something to eat, and it's just a fun activity.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, right?
I would say so,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, and so that really took off. And then we decided, well, let's try and be a little bit more authentic. We're going to brew beer with 15,000 people. Let's go ahead and open up a brewery. So we opened up a brewery probably about a year later in the same location, and so we brew all our own beer. And then a couple of years ago, we said let's go into the 4 Point Channel Seaport. It seems like a cool destination place.
Absolutely.
A lot of corporate events, a lot of people coming in, and so we opened up in a couple of years ago here, and so. With the kettles that you see here, you can come in and brew 3 cases of handcrafted beer. You can come in and you can drink our beer. We got a brew pub, so we brew all our beer and we schlep it down here and for you to drink too. So we don't do any commercial brewing here. But we have a restaurant with great elevated food and awesome beers. And you come in and drink our beer and brew your own beer.
That's a great combination.
That sounds amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah. A big stigma in the fitness industry, seeing because we're both personal trainers. It's like, people are like, trainers, to be a trainer, you have to eat well.
Yeah, sure.
Where he and I definitely love to eat and drink. So like, this is definitely
We like a balance. We like to enjoy ourselves too. So.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta have your vices, and like, one of mine is eating for sure.
Oh yeah.
So that's cool that you basically all that here,
Yeah.
So because I can't think of another place I've been to where that's in all those components.
Yeah.
That's really
Well, my wife at the time to get out of the kitchen. You're taking up all my kitchen space. I said, well,
my own kitchen.
I'll make my own kitchen. And so the wives and husbands of home brewers are thankful to Hopsters. So they kicked them out of the kitchen.
Seriously. Well, hey, that kitchen turned into a business. So
right.
That kitchen ultimately started a business. You started making money off of it now, so
Absolutely.
definitely worth it.
Yeah. Now, why don't we pop one of these over? Just
Sure.
Kind of talk about it a little bit. I guess if you had to pick out of the ones on
Yeah, which one would you start with?
Well, I'd start with them all if I could, but so our first one that we ever came out with is Comet Citra. So what we wanted to do with Comet Citra, and this has been around for about 3-4 years now, is that we wanted to create a New England style IPA, and it wasn't a double IPA. You have the head toppers and the Silver Sunshines in the world, or top top of 7-8%. So we wanted to take create a juicy, soft, pillowy mouthfeel New England style IPA with tons and tons of citra hops, but not be 5.5%.
Oh, okay.
So if you crack this puppy open, guy, I don't know whether we're going to do we drink on camera?
Oh, of course. Yes. No,
of course.
And cheers, by the way.
Cheers, yeah.
This is actually how we start most episodes. We crack open.
Oh, all right. There you go. Cheers.
Cheers, thank you.
So You got a whole lot blast, the Comet Citra hops. You got a nice soft mouthfeel. It's 5.5%. It's just a great summertime drink.
That's smooth as hell.
That's what I was gonna say. Summertime. So yeah.
This is
Yeah,
And I love how you guys have like the hop. Is this on every can? The Hopsters story?
Yeah.
Okay.
absolutely. So we're a small batch brewery, and so we really wanted to focus on. Now we have about 20 different styles of beer at a time. You come to Hopsters in Newton, and you just come and drink, and you don't have to brew beer. We are a brew pub. So we get a lot of people who don't engage in the brewing activity. They always come back at some point and do it. But,
we will definitely do that. We'll definitely do that. That's awesome.
You're getting kicked out of the kitchen too, right?
Yeah, right? My wife wouldn't even let me start that process. She'd be like, get out of here. I made dog treats for a little while, and my wife's like, no, get the dehydrator out of here. Stop making these cookies. Like, just stop. It's too messy.
Excellent. Yeah, so, we're a small batch brewery. We have a 7-barrel system in Newton. And, we have a lot of 3-barrel tanks. And like I said, we've got 20 different styles of beer. But predominantly, most of our beer that we produce, probably about 80%, are New England style, IPAs. We have 4 main New England IPAs that we'll get to. So the second one that we got here is the Comet Mosaic, and again, this is the same grain bill. It's Comet with we do Comet hops as the bittering hops, so there's a little bit of bitterness in there. And then we move on to our juicy fruit, which is a little high, around 7%. And then we go into our double New England style IPA, our flagship beer, our Newtonian. Named after the town where our brewery is, Newton. And so that's our double dry hopped, double New England style IPA at around.
I love this can design, by the way. This is cool.
Yeah, there's a guy who does them all for a lot of pencil, illustrated drawings, spending a lot of time putting them together. Yeah.
Well, that's really
that's how you stand out to me, honest, as far as like the
big time.
can
That's how you stand out.
And I love that you guys have the story on there. It's the same thing like the can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it really talks about our focus in New England style IPAs.
Yeah.
We've been doing them for about 5 years now with that style, and we're just loving the death. I mean, most people under the age of 30, are going to be doing New England style IPA. Right. Of course, we have we have barrel aged porters that we brew, right through to kettle sours, to Flanders barrel aged, red ale. We got a bunch of Flanders red ales and barrels, and that stuff. So we do across the gamut.
Yeah.
But these are the 4 beers that you're going to find in liquor stores.
Yeah.
Throughout Massachusetts.
These are what you're
So these are what we send out to get distributed to Craft Brewers Guild, and these are the ones that we distribute to the liquor stores.
Hey, which means these are definitely the right ones to be promoting, so people know what to get, what they can get at the store. So, are you guys in a bunch of stores? Can people get you guys in a lot of places?
Yeah, of course we're in. We get the best deal, right? Is the big box stores.
Yeah.
But of course we're local liquor stores throughout Eastern Massachusetts, predominantly within 495, and then we're Total Wine and things like that.
Oh, nice.
Outside,
awesome.
So definitely see on the shelf there.
We have a Total Wine here.
Yeah,
we do.
There's Wegmans, Cappy's, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's in Cappy's?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That place is everything. So
Well, Total Wine's like a
it's properly named, yeah.
Yeah,
It's very total.
yeah.
It's very total.
Wiley's, one of the distributors told me that 19% of all the alcohol sold in the state of Massachusetts moves through Total Wines. So that's 20%, 1 in 5.
Wow.
So so they shift a lot of alcohol.
There we go. That means they're doing something right.
Yeah.
Got a good model.
Yeah, I get lost in them sometimes.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
really it's either go in there and just get what I know I like, or if I think, ooh, maybe I should try something different, I'm in there for 30 minutes and think something about this is good.
That's what I've been trying lately. Because that's why I got on tap. I want to try to basically get that number as high as I can. So I was checking the years.
Pump those numbers up, man.
Exactly.
I try to do it different.
Different IPA every time I go in. Yeah. So I used to be a simpleton on call overnight when we had like Bud Lights.
Oh yeah.
Sure, yeah.
We all started there. Yeah.
But then I can't remember the first IPA I ever had, but like I it got me wanting to expand my palate.
Yeah.
All this kind of stuff. So it's been a fun
Absolutely. And hey, man, when you go to a ball game, like that Coors Light, that Bud Light, something about the being at the park,
That's
it
true.
tastes better.
Yeah.
It's cost triple, but it's still a special taste.
So I can only imagine how much
There's something about it. Oh God, it's like $25.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what people don't understand about New England IPAs is, first off, a pound of Comet Citra is like a pound of, prime steak. It's like $15.
Yeah.
For just a
Really?
bag of pound of hops.
Yeah.
And then,
Just for the hops.
yeah. So, and you're looking at, hundreds of pounds that go into a batch. And then, of course, we dry hop it, right? And then we wait a couple of days and then we dry hop it again to get that really strong, hoppy aroma.
Yeah.
So that's, and then it takes twice as long as any other beer to brew. So if you're brewing a Hefeweizen, that'll take about a week. These sometimes take, up to 2 weeks to brew, to get them into a can. So, so that, that's why it's, you look at, $15 or anywhere from $12 to $15 for a four pack.
I've always wondered, because I've just always kind of simplified it in my own mind of like, oh, it's local. It probably costs more for them on the production side. Because like a sip of sunshine, for instance, I think I went into a store and it was like, I think it was about $15 for a 4-pack.
I feel like that's pretty steep.
Yeah. So.
I mean, it's hard, and that's hard. I mean, so I would say that New England style IPAs, it is the most difficult beer to brew and get right. There's a lot of you got to work on water chemistry. You got to work on obviously double dry hopping. You got to work on the you got to get the right kind of yeast. You got attenuating. So there's not really a lot of room for error. I mean, a lot of times. You could say like the hops overcome some of the base malts and things like that. When you get a really nice, New England style ale, it takes a long time, and a lot of things can go wrong. But it's definitely worth the.
Oh, I agree. I think the finished product is very much more than satisfactory.
Right. Yeah. Well, you go to Total Wine, sometimes like a 36 rack, which I didn't know existed for a while. It's like $20, depending on the light beer. So
Right,
I think the price of a 4-pack of IPAs should definitely reflect what they pay into it. So I'll pay $16 for a 4-pack.
Absolutely.
I mean, you also talk about the refrigeration, right? And also, you really want to drink it within a couple of months.
Yeah.
So, for it's brewed.
A couple of days.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to leave it on the shelf for one day, but absolutely, you definitely want to drink it cold. If it gets warm and then gets cold again, that's okay. But for the most part, keep it cold, keep it in the fridge, and crack it open and be ready to go. But don't wait too long.
Yeah. So this is a random question that just popped in my head. With obviously with wine, people are all about the types of glasses that you use and all that stuff. For you, for someone that's a brewer and a professional in the beer industry, what would be the difference between, say, like a can versus a chilled glass or a glass? Is there any kind of distinction as far as does it change the flavor at all or the texture? No.
Honestly, I've had different things. It was a big time for a while that people were saying, well, you drink. I think the Alchemist was saying, listen, drink it out of the can. That's where you get the most aroma. And then people say, well, if you put it into a glass, it's got a bigger mouthful. It's wider, right? Yeah. And so you'll get more of the hop aroma there. So I think honestly, at the end of the day, enjoy the product and drink it. At the beach. I don't know if you're going to be pouring it into a glass.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So
we're not bringing the chilled glass out to the beach.
So it's really up to whatever the person wants to do.
Okay.
You have some purists who sit on either side of the bench.
For sure.
But, personally, I hate shaker glasses, so those are the ones that bartenders use to mix cocktails. They're heavy thick glass. So if you go to a bar, sometimes they'll have shaker glasses. I'm not a big fan of that.
I don't know. I don't like the sound of that either.
I'm a crit. I like the nonic pints with the the pints that you hold with the little bowl on the side.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the Newtonian, anything for us, anything under sort of 7%, you'll serve in a pint glass. So, for example, our juicy fruit that's just over 7%. So you'll get that in a pint glass. You'll get these in a pint glass, 16 ounces when you pour it off the bar. But something like our Newtonian, we'll put that in a tulip glass. So we'll put that in something like 14 ounces.
Oh, okay.
Because it's more expensive, it's stronger, so we really need to be careful about people not drinking these pints.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly. That's a good thing. So we want you to enjoy it, but we want you to enjoy it.
Very responsibly, yeah.
Absolutely. That's great. So, what would you say is your top seller?
Top seller, well, interestingly enough, right now, one thing that's really taking off, and I'd love for you guys to try it, is our beer sangria.
Yeah,
So
that's
this-
coming.
I think that's the next one. That's going to be the next one, yeah.
So this basically, as we sell these in cans to go. Now, obviously with COVID, Governor Baker said you're allowed to do cocktails. So this has actually gin, it has lime juice, raspberries, and the base is a beer. And honestly, this time of year when it's hot, we sell hundreds of these, every day. People just love
That's awesome.
our beer sangria. It's almost, it's a beer tail, a lot of gin, nice and sweet, and we serve it in a medicine glass. We put a little raspberry, a little lime, and so if you'd like to try it, I'll put it out for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, it comes in a nice pink from the raspberries, and I think you can smell, you can smell the gin a little too.
Yeah.
And just imagine there's a little raspberry on there, and
I will.
slice of lime, and people love this stuff. You can actually get it, save it in cans now, so you can take it to go. Obviously, we couldn't do that. Fan? Yep.
That's
My girlfriend would love it.
That's good. I've had some, we won't talk too much about these, but I've had some bad experiences with gin, but this is going to go down as a good experience.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'll just leave it at that.
Keep drinking it.
Yeah.
Keep drinking it.
I'm a big fan. Goes down pretty well.
It's really unique, but it's not overpowering. Like when you drink straight gin or something, if you're not used to it, it can be very overpowering. This is good.
Well, actually, the base of it is a beer called Endless Vacation, which, funny enough, beer sangria, Endless Vacation. But it's a Belgian table beer, so it's a light beer, and it has a little bit of that Belgian and nuances, cloves, etc. And that really comes out in the drink too. So, sometimes it comes and you get pretty sweet, less sweet, but people are selling this like, what do you call it? What's it with them? Hotcakes?
So it's not like hotcakes.
Hotcakes.
Yeah.
So it's a different, a lot of guys like, seltzers, it's not really for
I have a
me.
question about that later because when I found the sign there.
Yeah.
That's a sign for that. But
Yeah.
I'm going to ask a different question before I forget that question. More of a comment. Just from talking to you for 10 to 15 minutes so far, it seems like you have a lot of areas covered, not only in the beers, but also what you can do with the company. So if you need brew your own beer, which a lot of people like to do for recreational activities such as that, I guess, where it's more hands-on. You get to brew your own beer. And also, drink beer that's already brewed. So it's you already cover the solid bases there. And then not only that, you really go to drink for every occasion. So, like you said, summertime, it's really fantastic. Just you have a wide variety of options for all year round.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that we've been really excited to do post-COVID is we actually hired a bunch of guys, our general manager, our executive chef, Kyle Wallace, all came over from Trade, which is right across the channel. Trade restaurant. He trained under Chef Jody Adams. So we've got a completely new menu that we just launched after COVID. And for us, people are going to be a lot more discerning with what they spend money, with their dollars, post-COVID.
Of course.
And so we really elevated our food. So, as far as, we're all concerned that, we have, we're one of the, I would say, in terms of food, one of the top craft beer establishments when it comes to food. Because, we hired our executive chef, Kyle Wallace. So,
Awesome.
Check out our website. We've got awesome fried chicken with all these amazing sauces.
I'm from the South, so you just.
Oh
sold me
yeah,
there, I
yeah.
guess.
And we got a couple smash burgers that we do, which are unbelievable.
I'm a burger guy.
It's a burger guy.
I'll be.
Come back when the kitchen's open tonight.
We're gonna come back. We're gonna do everything. We're gonna drink. We're gonna eat. We're gonna brew beer.
Make it
Do it all. Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
That's awesome.
So food really touches the soul, and so you want to, a lot of brew pubs you go to, you get a beer, you get a burger, you get wings, and what we've really done is sort of elevated that to where we've got beautiful burradas with peaches that we have, all these amazing different different tastes and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend to people. If you want a great beer and awesome food, you're not going to find a better place to visit other than here in Seaport.
It's awesome. And I like the confidence there because I haven't even had the food.
Well, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm salivating thinking about the burger and the fries.
That's a problem I have. Salivating.
Yeah.
Just thinking about food.
I feel like with the food situation though, and you were talking about Michaela. I think my wife Lauren, she doesn't like so I love the really bitter, hoppy IPAs. She likes the sweeter. I think she would really like this beer sangria.
I think you can.
Appealing to the masses.
Definitely, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
Smart.
You got to set yourself apart to be successful.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's a little disheartening when you're a brewery and you create these amazing New England IPAs, and then you walk into the bar and in the restaurant, and everyone's drinking beer sangria. You're like, yeah!
Oh, yeah.
Well, you gotta be proud. You make it. We gotta have something for everyone.
Still, yeah,
So
still
shit,
yours,
but,
yeah.
But focus on your core. In terms of what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
I can see that though. I can see you be having more pride in certain products, particularly with the process being very tedious.
Yeah, there's no way
Yeah.
I want into it.
yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun making the beer sangria in the brewery because we brew about 60 bottles of gin. So standing there pouring.
I would love to see a video of that.
Yeah.
It's like mad scientists.
Now, usually that would be illegal, but because because of the new liquor laws, as a restaurant, we're allowed to sell cocktails to go.
Yeah.
So this is how we sell them to see what to people. And you can't really sell a 4-pack. You have to sell one per person because that's the same as a drink that they would get.
Oh, that's understandable.
Yeah.
I would just go into wherever I'm going with 4 different disguises. And just mustache, top hat.
Yeah.
Just bring your twin brother.
I do have a twin, so we
Yeah.
don't just do it twice.
Oh, awesome. You could change up the mask a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like
Exactly.
But yeah, the seltzers that I saw, I've seen several signs for those.
Sure.
So was that a recent addition? Because I feel like every time I'm driving the highway, I see different
It's a new thing season.
different seltzers from Corona has a seltzer now, Bud Light does. Was that in response to more of a high demand? We might be able to come up with our own seltzer.
Well, there's a lot of talk about breweries becoming, a beverage company, not just a brewery, right? Which is case in point. You got beer sangria, we've got our seltzers called Unholy Water.
The name got
I love that. I
Yeah.
think that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's such a great name.
Yeah, we really enjoy working with the advertisers, the agency to come up with that name, beer sangria, Unholy Water.
Yeah.
And because we wanted a label that guys felt comfortable drinking too. Because a lot of times you see the Truly cans, a little slim. And so you thought, hey, if you're a guy, maybe,
Just a
you're a little
stereotype,
self-conscious. Yeah,
I can see that.
you get a little self-conscious maybe. So we made it, at least that's what the advertising.
Well, yeah. Oh, makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah,
makes
so obviously, you look at some other companies like One Chef, doing, seltzer.
That's right. Yeah,
and
they did just start that. Yeah.
Yep. So we got into it about a year ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, with everything, I think we came out up with it last January. So not too long, maybe 9 months. We're in September almost. But and we went and we bought ourselves. The biggest thing about creating a seltzer is that you basically take sugar and you mix it in warm water around room temperature, maybe a little higher to kill out some of the bacteria, and then you add champagne yeast and let it ferment. And it ferments about depending on what you're trying to get. A lot of people ferment to about 10%, 9%. we ferment ours to about 5%. And then what you're left with is this sort of weird, murky, brown, kind of grindy, fermented alcohol. That doesn't taste really, doesn't taste good.
Not yet.
No, not yet. And so what we do is you have to filter the crap out of it. You filter it in many ways. We use something like a lenticular filter. And so basically we push it in and using the CO2 through the filter. And it comes out like, literally like water.
Yeah.
And then what we do is we carbonate that water in one of our tanks. And then we add, natural flavorings. You got the flavor that we want. We have cherry. My wife loves grapefruit, and lime, and
I'm sure lime's a big
Thank
seller.
you. Oh, yeah, I love the lime.
Yeah.
And then we have that rosé.
Oh, I know that flies on the show.
Yeah. Oh,
Rosé.
Yeah.
Rosé all day.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But that furthers my point of like it just covering even more bases in terms of like just this stuff that we have in front of us, but also putting out what we're doing.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, and it's fun to make. It's something different. And you land and just hope we sell it. It does really well. We don't distribute it yet. So if any distributors out there are looking to carry a hard salsa, let me know.
Yeah, I'll keep an ear out. Yeah.
But we don't distribute that. We just sell that here in the Seaport or in
I gotta say, Lee, I really respect how you guys don't settle. You guys are always pushing to the next level. So we're obviously personal trainers, and that's our big thing. Is we always want to reach a goal, and then it's okay. What's the next goal? What are we gonna do next? You guys are always pushing the envelope with your business and getting out of your comfort zone. I think that's awesome.
Well, it's
I think it's great.
Yeah, I mean, people fickle. Public's fickle, and
That's true.
and we want to, obviously.
And trends, of course, trends things change.
Yeah. So, we try to give people what they want and have fun, doing it, making, alcohol better.
Yeah. But obviously knowing where you came from, like obviously this stuff is the money maker.
Yeah.
I would assume so, but it's like I used the phrase earlier, appeasing to the masses, just like
Well, you can't. I mean, I'm an Englishman. We make an amazing. We actually call it the Englishman. And it's an English pale ale. It's an English bitter. And and that is complex beer to make too to get it right because the water chemistry, the sort of burn effect with the water chemistry and the yeast and getting the right malts and it's hard to sell something that isn't an IPA to someone under the age of 35. If you're under 35, give me a West Coast style IPA, give me a New England style IPA. If it's hot outside, give me a south side. But things like these awesome beers, like and I used to bake parties and stuff, so all these are like brown ales, stouts, porters. To some extent, the Belgian ales now. We don't see them as much as what we did when we started getting into the brewing business back in 2013. So, but they're excellent beers too. But yeah, I mean, we go to the distributor all the time and say, "Oh, let's sell you a Pilsner." Let's nope. Just give us the New England IPA. That's what's going to sell.
Yeah.
So
that's so funny because I've definitely been that guy in places. Like, let me try the IPA. But since we've gone to a bunch of different breweries, I feel like you're the same way, Sean. We definitely, our eyes have been opened a little bit to try some other
I'll try it
beers and flavor profile.
and that's why we love being in the. That's why we're a brew pub and the restaurant, a place where you can make your own beer because we want people to come in and experience and try different beers. So
It's like
we
paint
have
night. It's like paint night, just more fun.
Absolutely. No, I mean, pay night's great. You come here, I guess.
We're giving an idea.
There we go. Painting on the barrels.
Yeah, that's right.
And like we said earlier, but like great location for a lot of foot traffic, I'm sure. Maybe not so much now, obviously, but
It'll come back.
But that's what's good as far as starting probably back in 2013 that you already have like enough momentum going where you made it through this. What I assume is the time.
Sure.
Where some groups you went to were like not even 1 or 2 years old. Right?
Oh yeah, one of them had just hit their 1 year. Remnant had just hit their 2-year mark.
Bone
2-year
Up
anniversary.
wasn't too
Bone Up had, I think, recently hit the 1-year mark.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
but they're doing well, so obviously they were able to adapt.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. I mean, so for us, we, obviously, the restaurants were closed by the governor, right, for several months.
Yeah.
What, March right through to July.
Yeah.
So, so we really switched over to production for off-premise consumption. Looking at if we already had a canning line.
Oh, good.
Already been canning. Because a small canning line can run $50,000-$60,000 plus.
Wow.
And you usually don't want to buy those things used because they're very glitchy.
Yeah. So when you say 50,000-60,000, that's just like the startup for the equipment to be able to do the canning, like on premises.
Yeah, basically for someone to drop the canning line in to your so it's about $50,000-$60,000. Oh yeah, and then you've got
It's more than I make in a year.
Yeah, right. I know, right? You can't be by yourself. Like,
I'll do my best.
But then, of course, you got to supply, CO2. You got to supply, if you don't already have it, most breweries do, obviously, but you've got to have, purified, compressed air, things like that. So there's a lot of things. You got to have a labeling machine. That's going to be another $10,000.
Okay.
So there's definitely a significant cost to being able to can. And so these are some of the things. But we already had that. So we were already very, very well established. We didn't have a lot of debt service, which a lot of new breweries are going to take out a bank loan, right?
Of course. Of course.
So, but I'm sure banks have been great with, we're not defaulting.
They have, yeah. They've actually, the student loans as well. Overall, the financial institutions have been very.
Landlords, not so much, but banks have been great.
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
From what I've heard, so absolutely. But COVID, I mean, nobody was expecting that, right?
Unprecedented.
That's the ultimate curveball for sure.
But to make it through that, I mean, I'm sure something it's possible that comes out of this is worse. It would not use plan, but it's like to make it through this, at least we're not strong.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So
it's always true.
Yeah.
And when we get to phase 4, we get to whether it's vaccine or treatment option or whatever, everyone's coming back in full force, man. They're going to be so happy to come back and eat food.
Oh my God, can you imagine the
get more people
parties?
in here. Sports nights or game nights going to be insane.
Football season too.
It's going to football season. It'll come.
It'll be like the ticket take parades from after the Second World War.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And there's going to be a newfound appreciation for I would say for just food service and beverage service workers. Like a lot of people say,
some places you can now go inside. Right?
True, yeah.
Nice and cool business, right? Yeah. So, because there's nothing I enjoy more than and I'll sit at the bar by myself and do what I've done before. Like a burger here, a nice beer, and a glass. And just watch whatever sports.
Yes.
So it's like when there was a time where I didn't know when that was the next time I could do it. So like obviously during COVID, it was like I was kind of nervous. I was like, when am I going to get to do this again?
No, seriously, yeah. Especially when there's like a game on.
I like the shirt.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I love the logo.
Yeah.
Do you guys sell shirts here?
We always do a little match here and there,
do you have any on site that you could sell today? Because I definitely want to buy it.
Sure. Sunday one.
Yeah. Thank you.
We have one in gray. Actually, funny enough, the girl who designed this logo back when we opened in 2013 had actually also designed the night shift owl.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Katrina Shadow. I think she works at Rentown now.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
So she shout out to her. She designed the logo. And we've had a couple of announcements since then. But
she does great work. I love that one, and the night shift owl is obviously very, very iconic as well.
So that's what you see with your brews in the liquor store. Like for myself, trying to find something new to drink. Like similar breweries, but I'm like, all right, what can I try from this brewery?
What's-
I haven't had before.
yeah.
I'll see the logo, be like, oh, okay, I haven't had that yet.
Yeah.
I'll grab that.
And as humans, we're very habitual, and we're very quick to drink something we like and stick with it. We recognize, oh, I like this from this brewery. I'll try this one.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very, very, which can be good and bad, depending on where you're at. But yeah, so that's awesome.
I'll always try to say, like I said, try something new every time. So even if I'm at a restaurant, it's a limited selection. If I've had 4 out of 5, I'll try them instead. So that's what I love on taps, because it gives you something to do to log the beer, and like it's almost like a game.
Dude, you've mentioned Untapped so many times.
sorry,
I'm gonna reach out to the people who freaking sponsor us, man. Like, this show is brought to you by Untapped.
Well, not only is it a great idea to put the name up there for certain breweries and beers and whatnot, but it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm at 25 check-ins right now, so 25 different beers, and I want to just see the number keep rising. So it's an excuse for me to try something new.
Oh yeah, well, it's like the Fitbit, man. People want they want to get those steps up.
Exactly. When you see something more tangible, it's like it just more motivating. Like,
Yeah, you see the progress.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
They just bought beer Africa, right, last year?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, they did, yeah. So,
Oh, wow.
That's awesome. Now, what's your so I asked a question earlier about like top seller. What's your favorite?
I think my favorite right now is the juicy fruit. If you want to give it a shot,
yeah.
you know, it's basically 7%, so it's not terribly strong, but it's got a really nice array of Comet, Mosaic, Amarillo, all the sort of the West Coast style,
I like that.
hoppy. And we love the label too, because people say, "Oh, juicy fruit, you got juicy fruit in that?"
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and of course, the biggest question people ask you when you did the style is like, "Fruit in that?" And they smell it.
Yeah.
And like, "Oh yeah, what fruit is in that? Is that some aromas?" And
But it starts a conversation. And
Yeah.
then you find it's absolutely. Oh, maybe this is one I would expect it, but I still like it. So, that's perfect.
Yeah.
and there's definitely a sweetness to it. So
Yeah. And I'm a movie nerd, so I have to ask: does anybody ever reference One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? Anyone ever reference that movie?
for the juicy fruit.
Juicy Fruit?
No, I
Anyone
haven't.
seen them talk about?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, you should see it. So this isn't going to really give anything away, but there's a character in the show who you think is just straight up mute
Okay.
through the entire movie. In the movie it's with Jack Nicholson. It's actually a great movie.
Oh
One
yeah,
Flew Over the Cuckoo's
I've definitely seen the movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a Native American character, and he's chewing, and he's like, juicy fruit, and it's the first thing he says in the movie. It's like we're almost at the end, and he hasn't said a word the whole time.
Oh, we should.
So that's where my mind goes.
We should pull that out and advertise.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, if you were sitting down at that menu and you saw that on the menu, that scene would pop in your head. That would be drinking problem.
There we go.
So it's like it's cool.
Yeah, I'm a movie nerd, so it's like a lot of
obviously,
movies.
yeah.
I was.
I've never guessed, right?
A long
I'm older movies though, like the late '70s to like mid '90s. That's like I'm most of
They're
most
all
of those
80s
movies. Yeah,
still.
I love it.
That was my genre.
I love them. They're classics. They're classics. No. We have a 44 kilogram kettlebell, and I always make the joke that we need to call it Dirty Harry. Yeah. Well, I name one of them Dirty Harry, the other one the Magnum. But then people are like, "Oh, it's gonna sound dirty." I'm like, "Oh, but it's Dirty Harry." Like, I think it's like innuendo, but
Sure.
yeah. Go ahead.
Well, it's kettlebell that we're pointing to, right? We got the name.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's awesome. So, what would you? Not to give away too much, obviously. I don't want to take any insider information, but what would you say is your next phase? What's the next thing that you're? Obviously, we're going to get through COVID, and you guys have done a great job of pivoting and adjusting with all the changes and everything. But what's say like a 5 or 10 year vision for you in the future? Where do you guys see yourselves?
Well, there's a couple things going on right now. We're in sort of kind of negotiation back and forth. So we are in the process of working with the landlord to fix an existing brewery. So a brewery that shut down about a year ago out in the western suburbs.
Okay.
It's a brew pub and a brewery, and so we're in talks with that, to fix that. And hopefully we'll have more information on that in the next month or so.
That's awesome.
We've got a great food team here now. Everyone will tell you, any business is only as good as the people who run it. and
Absolutely.
their commitment, their motivation, their willingness to do the work, their knowledge. All these things are very important to get the right person.
Absolutely.
And without the right people doing the right thing, you're never going to be successful. So I feel that post-COVID is really giving me the opportunity to really hire some key people that are going to take, we've got a great general manager, great chef, we've got great salespeople, great marketing people.
Yeah.
So really to take us, to the next level. So opening in the Metro West suburbs. I live in Lakeland, so it's not too far from me, which is nice.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And obviously looking at other locations, we'd love to take the concept, the other locations outside of Massachusetts.
So sometimes what we like to do just to get to know a little bit better is like a fun fact. So I guess it doesn't have to be related to anything we already talked about, but do you have a fun fact you want to throw out there?
Fun?
Could be about you or about the business or anything.
I can also hit you with a much deeper question.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
He straight up drops something really, really deep in a second. I mean, it's great.
Maybe this is the deep question. It's very thoughtful.
Maybe. I'm just thinking about it. I like it.
Yeah. I don't know, like fun. It's so hard to come up with anything fun these days, isn't it?
That's a fair point. That's a very fair point.
But it's pretty sad, I'd say for a fun fact is before I got into the brewing business, I actually have a degree in organizational psychology.
That's fun.
Cool.
So before the beer business, I actually taught leadership development. And ran leadership programs and did a lot of coaching and taught managers how to satisfy their employees, but also get them to be productive.
Yeah.
And I guess the fun fact is all of that was actually useless.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there's some stuff that's that you can use, to help motivate staff and things like that. But when push gets to shove, it's hard not to kind of forget what you're training, all that kind of stuff.
Did you find that it was just simply one of those where when you went to the classes and you studied at the textbook, it was a lot of theoretical stuff that just didn't apply to real life? Was it kind of there was just kind of a disconnect between like the academic perspective versus like in the trenches on the ground?
Yeah, I think some people are just natural leaders. And when I say leader, I mean you're able to impact and influence your employees to pursue the goals of the organization for the good. And I think people like me have to really work on that. Yeah. And whereas a lot of people, it kind of just comes natural. So regardless of the textbooks and things like that. So I think that's true
for me. No, I think I would definitely agree with that.
But you clearly found your niche, I would say. Yeah. But I guess that does take me to my next question, which I feel like we should always ask this no matter what first names. Why are you in this business?
I think for me, it's maybe three reasons. I mean, the first thing is autonomy. I'm the owner of a business. I can come on and go as I want and as I see fit, which ultimately means you just work hard.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Put your work when and and how best suits the situation
on your terms.
Yeah. I mean, if kind of cancel meetings, obviously, right? Without any consequence, unless it's the bank manager or something. Yeah. No, I'll upset down.
Yeah, right.
And then the second one is purpose. It really gives purpose. Really, it's the reason to get out of bed in the morning. We make beer. We love brewing beer, and it really gives you a goal, a life pursue. And there's nothing better when somebody comes in and takes one of your beers. Like, oh, this is awesome. I just feel really good. And then the third thing is, there's always room to get better. There's always that mastery. So an opportunity to come in, and I'm not saying I'm going to be a master brewer, but it's the pursuit of that mastery, getting better at something, whether it's running a business or making beer, brewing beer, or providing a great experience for a corporate event or a wedding. It's always what can we do better. So having an opportunity for that. So I think purpose, autonomy, and mastery are, provide that business owner.
That's why you'll continue to be successful. Not to make this about like us, maybe in personal training, but basically, like you said, we can provide what we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's very
our own
important.
schedule to great, obviously, and that it does get me out of it. Like I wouldn't wake up at 4:30 in the morning like you drove and did. So
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a tough one for me.
And that's been a big thing for us as well. Is like Sean and I, we take pride in what we do, and we are professionals, and we feel like we're at least halfway decent at what we do. But you'll never hear us call ourselves experts. We always say that we're students of the craft, and we're always looking to get better. We're always learning from people. Shoot, my client teach me more than I teach them some days. My client, shout out to Gina. She was helping me with like it's called a pistol squat, single leg squat.
Oh, sure, yeah.
It's really hard to do.
Oh, yeah.
And she showed me a little cue, and it helped, and I was able to get all the way down and back up. And
Awesome.
but I love that philosophy that you have, being a student, wanting to get better. You're striving to become a master, but for you, it's about the process, getting in the trenches and doing the work versus, I have this magnificent title and I'm so-and-so. That's very much in line with our philosophy, for sure.
I didn't want to say about money, he prefers the process, but he likes the proceeds too.
Of course, yeah.
Never really settling per se. It's like there's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, you want to talk about the process like that with Warren Buffett. It's like a classic case of just dig in and just commit to the process.
Yeah.
And,
You get the proceeds.
Yeah, you get the proceeds. Yeah. That's
Awesome. That's great. So obviously, DeMarco and I will definitely be back to take advantage of that.
Oh, we are totally. We're coming back for. I guess 2-hour brewing, so we're going to spend at least 3 or 4 hours here between eating, drinking, and brewing. So.
Oh yeah. We'll make it a Sunday.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sundays are the big days.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it. Do you guys do like a Sunday brunch or anything like that, or do you guys know for that, or not?
No, I mean our plates are very much small plates that are very shareable. Because people, we drink a beer, people like try this,
Nice,
try
yeah.
that. You're up and down, you're going to your brewing station, and you're coming back.
Brewing station. It's like a battle station.
Yeah. Right here.
I love that.
No cleaning. We do the cleaning. Don't forget.
Yeah. Oh, that's the best part, dude.
You just drink, eat, and make beer.
I'm sold.
Shut up and take my money.
All right, Lee, we won't take up too much more of your time, but real quick, I just want to say one more thing about the YouTube. So we got that 1,000 subscriber challenge, so we're getting close to that number, of course. So when we hit it, we will pick 5 of you guys at random to you win 3 different things. All right. So one is the shirt that DeMarco and I are very much proudly sporting. The other one would be a 3-month personal training program that's obviously tailored to whatever your specific goals are. And the third thing is 5 training sessions, whether it be in person, depending on your commute, of course, and given the fact that COVID is still a thing, or Zoom, some kind of over computer type thing. So just wanted to remind you guys of that.
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm just going to jump in really quick, and I'm going to say thank you so much for your time, Lee. And I have to say I would say this is the best brewery interview we've done so far.
See, I was on the tip of my tongue this entire time.
Yeah. I'm going to say it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to.
No. I mean, I love everybody. No, I'm just, it's.
I'm sure you say that on all the interviews.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, you think? Yeah, you're gonna go back.
He's gonna go back and say what?
Yeah. No. I love how you talked about business development, you talked about philosophy, you talked about team building. I love the fact that you didn't even talk about yourself. You talked about your team and how awesome your chef is and how awesome your staff are. And I think that's apparently I think you learned at least a thing or two from those leadership courses.
Oh, there you go.
I think you definitely organizational psychology. I think you learned
that's
from
good
that.
to know. That's good to know.
So that was very good. But we want to thank you so much for your time. And
We'll be back.
yeah, we will definitely come back. Yeah. So
Cheers it, and
just remember, guys, it's very important to eat, drink local.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.